To take the proceeding forward, I would now like to introduce and invite Dr. Kavita Sharma, Advisor GCTC and former President South Asian University and former Principal Hindu College. Dr. Kavita is an accomplished academician. She has been active contributor to the cause of higher education through her teaching, publications and institutions she has been associated with. Dr. Kavita Sharma started teaching in 1971 in Delhi University Hindu College and became a principal in 1998 and served there till 2008, when she took up another challenging assignment as a Director of India International Center, New Delhi. May I request Dr. Kavita Sharma to please give an opening remark. Ma'am.
Good morning, colleagues sitting in front of me and my dear students. First, I would like to greet you on the National Youth Day. Today is your day. And in the little short time that I have, I want to talk about education. That's a passion for me. And that's the key thing for the youth. Without an appropriate education, you cannot go ahead yourself and you cannot take your community or your nation ahead forward also. We've of course come a long way since Vivekananda was around. 19th century was perhaps the lowest point of Indian civilization. There were many ills there. There was poverty. There was lack of education completely. There was whatever was established by the British was divorced from the people and society. And we see the repercussions of it even today. I think the national education policy is trying to rectify it. Now, whether that will happen or no depends on lots of variable factors. It was also the time when the situation of women perhaps was at the lowest point. The ravages of colonization, the economy was completely gone, and Mahatma Gandhi, talking on 20th October 1931 in a lecture that he gave, he said that India was more educated before the British came and has turned more illiterate. Today, the greater number of people are illiterate. This was acknowledged by the British themselves. People like A.D. Campbell, who was the collector of Bellary. There were people like Baptist missionary, very noted man, Adam. There was also Lena, who was the principal of Government College at Lahore and then acting director of public instruction. And what was the reason for it? The reason for it was a colonial economy. Our indigenous system had been completely destroyed by the British. There was no money. In our system, the educational institutions and the teacher were supported by the community. The community was so impoverished that it could not afford to spend anything on education. And every child had to be put to work. And you see that even today. For a large number of people, that impoverishment still continues. And although there is a desire to put their children to school, but where is the good school education available? That's a big question mark. Now, you must read Dharmpal. I don't know how many of you have read him, but he is an Indian thinker who died about 20 years ago. And his book on education, I think it's called The Tree of Life, is absolutely mind-boggling. Now, all the British themselves recognized that they had destroyed education, and of course destroyed the economy. And then what they put into place is what we have still continuing with to a large extent, and that was very expensive. Now, that's again an issue today. if I may say so, the public sector does not deliver. The private sector is unaffordable by most people. So this is the situation in health, this is the situation in education. And without education and health, no country can go ahead. And we have the example of Japan and China in front of us. Even when they had nothing, they invested heavily in education. Whatever education they put into place was an alienating education, and it had nothing to do with the society. Again, we see that today. The educated today have really very little knowledge of the vast majority of India that struggles. 70% of India, at least, is, our poverty line is very low, but even there, if you have a person who can eat a decent 2 meals and have a roof over their head, you will find 70% cannot. And that leads to crime, that leads to a lot of, because aspirations have gone up, and our educated people are unable to do too much about it because they have no idea, most of them, of that life and of that situation. People come to me कि हम बाहर जाना चाहते हैं, ज़रूर जाइए. But the thing is that when you come back, don't try to prescribe here, because you have no idea. This is the problem with our civil service also. They have no idea of about the people they are administering. So what has this done? It has destroyed the social balance. Also, it has done another peculiar thing, and that is, it's the educated who exploit the uneducated. They know how to work the system. The uneducated don't know how to work the system. And therefore, we are somewhere creating, and this is what Vivekananda was talking about when he talked about alienating education. So now, then to come to Vivekananda, what did he think, what was education? Okay, he criticized the education system that the British had put in, but was there something that he gave us? There's no point in just criticizing without giving us some constructive ideas. He said that education is a manifestation of the perfection already within a person. And he gave a very interesting example of it. He was not giving a spiritual example. He said Newton did not discover gravity. Gravity always existed. What Newton did was that he was observant, he observed, and he put the dots together of the thoughts that he had accumulated through his education and arrived at a conclusion. So what are we saying? What should education do? Not just, what's happening is that you just go on creating degree holders who are very perfect in their maybe knowledge in good educational institutions, but they are unable to do any lateral thinking and put dots together to arrive at a different new idea. Now, therefore, the role of the teacher is only a facilitator to bring out that potential within. Again, we talk so much of digital education. Yes, that's a shortcut to me, because that does not have enough interaction between the teacher and the taught. Also, a lot of education takes place on the sidelines. Just remarks, people talking to each other, students talking to each other. That doesn't happen. So our educational institutions have to create an environment where, if you want to put Vivekananda into idea, that you have the environment to grow, and growth means your own growth, your inner growth. Grow, improvise, adapt, come to conclusions, have the flexibility of mind to revise your conclusions. Now, for that, what do you need? You need the formation of character. That was another emphasis that Vivekananda put very strongly, formation of character. Because in our educational institutions, we put so much emphasis on the knowledge of the subject that somewhere the character issues are forgotten. Why character? Because the character leads to certain thoughts. Thoughts lead to certain words. Words lead to certain actions. And if that ethics is not there, that character building has not happened, then the actions are only for your own material growth and they do not balance it out with the society and community in which we are living. So, also, because life is not simple, life is full of crises. So, our character building will help the student that to treat a crisis as a stepping stone to further growth and further achievement. Which means you have to develop a particular kind of personality. That personality has to develop and grow all the different parts of your being. From the physical to your emotional to your aesthetic to your mental. Our institutions mainly cater to the mind, mental, and then discretion. What should I do and what should I not do? What should I say and what should I not say? And so therefore we have to develop the spirit of the person. That means thought control. You have to have control over yourself and the readiness to listen to others and to hold multiple ideas together. So what this holds good not only for the students but for the teachers, because unless the teachers have that, they cannot impart it to the students. So the teachers must have the same honesty, a love for the student and a passion for what they are doing. Apart from the material comforts that they seek, they must have that passion. Now, how do you attain that? Concentration. Concentration and detachment. Nowadays, we can hardly concentrate for 2 minutes on anything. Our phones, our televisions, our soap operas, and everything distracts us. Concentration and detachment. Why detachment? You step back and say, is my conclusion correct? You want me to end? Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, and maybe you will listen to the governor now. But I think basically I gave you a few good points, and thanks a lot. Take care. Punjab, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Uttara, Banga, Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchala, Jaladhi, Taranga, Tava Shubha Name Jage, Tava Shubha Ashish Mange, Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha, Jana Gana Mangala Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He.
To mark the birth anniversary of one of our greatest spiritual genius, an icon that commanded intellect and power, labor and achievement, and in his short but accomplished life, Swami Vivekananda ji gave our country an infinite amount of inspiration and continues to do so through his words. We remember, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. He preached New Vedanta, an interpretation of Hinduism through a Western lens, and believed in combining spirituality with material progress. It was he who reminded India and Indians of its strength and awakened our national consciousness, called the maker of the modern India. Swami Vivekananda ji said that fearless, frank, clean-hearted, courageous and ambitious youth are the foundation on which the future of the nation is built. He believed in the youth. He believed in the youth power. Actually, he believed in each one of you. His teachings tell us that you are your own inspiration. You are your own skills. So own that thought and make your world a place you want to live in. To quote Nelson Mandela ji, he said, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. So let your greatness blossom. Our Vedas have said so beautifully, Api yatha yuvano matsatha no vishwam jagat abhipitsve manisha. It is the youth, you, who is responsible for both peace and security in the world. It is the youth that will pave the way for the goodwill, joy and the reliability for our India, for our nation. This is not a single field wherein our youth has not actively participated. When India's consciousness was divided, we remember a youngster like Shankar, emerging as Adi Shankaracharya ji, had strung together the country with the thread of unity. In a way, India needs to fight injustice and tyranny. The sacrifice of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's sons still show the way to us. When India needed a revolution for obtaining freedom, countless youths like Sardar Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, and Neta Subhash Chandra Bose ji made the supreme sacrifice for the country. India has two infinite powers, and those are democracy and demography. And both are in your hands. Your generation, Generation Next, or the millennium as you call yourself, are the ones that need to engage each other for the local, national, and global harmony. It is most impressive to see how your generation is so accepting and inclusive of every community. You have the gift of technology, of social media, so I urge you all to use it to make a difference in the world. Find your inherent passion, garner your inbuilt strength, and surprise your own self at the outcome. An outcome will be definite. It has never happened that there's a cause and the effect is not there. The cycle of cause and effect is a very natural process by itself. Our country is abundant with culture, heritage, tradition, and folklore. Use this as your power and show to the world that our Amrit Kal will not only be a period of national development, but will also play an important role to provide direction to the world. Our Honorable Prime Minister spoke of Panch Pran, the five sankalp, to help India to be a developed country as it reaches its 100th year of independence, centenary of independence. Think of them as your own individualistic resolution and be part of the revolution that will make India a wish guru. I think this is one resolution, this is one sankalp that we've got to take individually as part of 130 crores of us as Indians. We need to remember, advance with greater conviction and have the determination of a developed nation. Your thoughts, once put into the action, have the power to transform our peninsula into a country that can guide the world. In fact, the world is looking at us for the leadership. So use those thoughts wisely. Say no to the slavery, no to the child labor, say no to the wrongful confinement. Have the courage to speak up for what you believe in. Take pride in India's history. No other country in the earth has got a culture as rich and deep-rooted as ours. From our ancient mythologies, Vedas and scripture, to our fellow men ruling the largest conglomerates in the world, it is our India, and our Indians that is reaching the pinnacles of success. And this is only because of our strong, invaluable ethics, ethos, and moral values. Understand that united we stand, and divided we will fall. We saw the effect of this for 1,000 years in the slavery that we had. Let us together put an end to casteism, to minority majority, and create a harmonious and safe country for all. Your duty as Indian citizen is paramount. Be proud of the passport that you carry. Be aware of the strength you have and be responsible as a citizen. If every and each one of you learn to do your own bit, there is no doubt in my mind that our future will be one of the success, accomplishment, achievement, and growth. And speaking of the future, one of our greatest challenges is sustainability. How are we going to address issues such as climate change, biodiversity, and ocean acidification? These are the core issues that need immediate action. Because our world population is predominantly young, the onus here lies on you. To optimize the sustainable development policy, the nation needs you. I really like this clicks to say, nation needs you. In fact, I remember when I was in the National Defense Academy, we had a photograph with a hand showing, saying that the nation needs you. And that got embedded in my mind when I was a cadet in National Defense Academy, Pune. The youth to be seen and to be heard. Therefore, you need to actively participate in the development programs at the school, college, or even at the individual levels. It may appear to be a drop in the ocean, but remember, every drop adds up to make that magnanimous stretch of water, ocean. Your voice counts. So make it audible. Let people hear it. A new education policy is set to change the Indian education system from theoretical one to an active, practical one. It aims to involve the use of technology and artificial intelligence to provide quality access to education for every child in India. With its freedom to opt for the variety of subjects, students can now choose the fields they are truly interested in, instead of falling a mere and a sheer stream. When India is stepping outside the comfort zone to provide a plethora of avenues for you, our youth, should it not be the reason enough for you to take charge and implement it to the fullest? Together, we can all attribute to our country's growth. And today, especially on the Yuva Divas, I appeal to each one of you to take home some aspects of the ideologies, philosophies, and the thoughts spoken today. So you can partake in the revolution, transformation, और ये जो क्रांति है जो भारत में चल रही है, you can be part of it, and you must be a part of it. The youth wing of the army, the NCC, National Cadet Corps, deserves special mention today. Being an army veteran myself, having served the Indian Army for nearly 40 years, I believe that to inculcate the true spirit of nationalism and to help build character and personality, every child born on the Indian soil must serve in the NCC for a short duration of the school life. It helps discipline, teaches true spirit of comradeship and ideals of selfless service and adventure. But what it does most effectively is to help to create a pool of organized, trained, and motivated youth with the leadership quality in all walks of life. So that no matter which career you choose, you will have the spirit of mission first, Rashtra Sarvopriya. Our Indian DNA is unique. Indeed, it is unique. We need to be dutiful and aware of our sense of commitment and responsibility, and that would make a successful leader. Indians the world over resonate because it's our DNA that connects us to one another. We are the ever-changing, all-encompassing thread of humanity that will eventually bind the world as one. As Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Ekam, I leave you with this thought by Swami Vivekananda ji. You have to grow from inside out. None can teach you. None can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. Believe it and strongly believe it. You will find there will be a connection of this sentence which I just now said and your own inner self. In fact, I would like to compliment and thank GCTC. I like to compliment and thank Dr. Kapil Sibal ji, Professor Sudhir Sopory ji, Aditya Tikku ji, and Dr. Kavita Sharma ji for having conducted this event. In fact, to be honest, when you talk on a subject like this, on a day like this, in a scenario India, you feel so youthful and it really challenges you to contribute towards the mankind, towards the nation, towards the society, and for everyone around. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me to talk on this auspicious occasion, an occasion which binds us together to serve the nation and the mankind. Thank you. Jai Hind.
मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे